So you're considering a robot mower to add to your household. Well, there's a lot of cool things about them, but before you even get into that, we need to take a look at the top 5 considerations before making any purchase. The first thing you need to consider is your lot size and your layout. There are a ton of robotic lawnmowers on the market today, and they range from cutting about 1,000 square feet all the way to cutting up well over an acre. So lot size plays a huge factor in considering which robotic lawnmower is right for you. The layout is also something that needs to be considered. Is it one just giant open field? Where is your house located? Are there any driveways or sidewalks that are isolating specific areas of your lawn? These are all things to think about prior to deciding on which robotic lawnmower is right for your family. Next up, what obstacles are in your lawn? Do you have trees, flower beds? Are your kids just leaving toys scattered all over the place and not picking up after themselves? This is something very important to consider because lower end models do not have obstacle avoidance or anything to protect you from running into anything else. A lot of them will turn around if they hit something, but if it's a smaller item, it could run right over it and then possibly risk damaging your new robot friend. The number of obstacles is also important because during setup, depending on what type of model you go with, determines how difficult that can be. So that takes us now into the third thing. So a wired or GPS robotic mower, which one is right for you? Well, if you looked at your lot size, your layout, then what type of obstacles? Hopefully that's narrowed it down just a little bit. The wired models, of course, will require you to bury a perimeter wire around your lawn, and that serves as a physical boundary to tell the lawnmower, hey, don't go beyond this point. Newer GPS-based models, while they still have wires because they require power, they require signals to their GPS antennas, are a whole lot easier to set up, but then that does come at a cost. And you also have to then factor in your layout and obstacles. Simply because it is GPS, it does require a clear view of the sky way up there. And if you have large trees, your homes are close together because all new developments today are getting closer and closer together. That can have a performance impact on the signal going to the mower to where a wired model may be better suited for your scenario. Next up is, what type of grass do you have? I have Bermuda back here. This requires, different cultural practices than say Kentucky bluegrass or turf type tall fescue. So you need to know that. And you may be wondering, what's going on with your grass back here? Well, my son decided, hey, Dad, hope you're not mad, but I took your Toro Greensmaster Flex out for a spin and mowed the backyard. Yeah, and that was set at like 8 millimeters, where I had been cutting at 25. So that's why that looks like that. But determine your grass type because, my Bermuda is cut short. Tall fescue's cut, of course, taller. Kentucky bluegrass, somewhere in between. And depending on the type of mower, an overall generalization is they can mow out of the box with no modifications or kits, anywhere from like 0.8 inches to 3.5 inches, but that's not the same across all mowers. So you need to look what's your optimal height of cut for turf health, and does that robotic lawnmower meet your requirements for a healthy stand of turf grass. And now, finally, we're on to the big consideration, the biggest of all, and that is, of course, budget. Robotic lawnmowers have come a long way. There's a lot of new features, and like everything, with new features comes a higher price tag. You can get into the robotic lawnmower game and satisfy our new soon-to-be robot overlords, starting around $500 or $600, but that goes all the way up to like $4,000, especially when you start adding in additional accessories. So once you have your budget in mind, then simply take in, the lot size and layout, any obstacles in the lawn, your grass type, and whether or not you want a wired or GPS model to see kind of what fits for you. There are pros and cons to every type of robotic lawnmower, so as long as you do your due diligence, figure out what you need based on the lot size, layout, obstacles, all of that, your grass type, beforehand and before making that final decision on what type of robotic lawnmower you're gonna get, well, that'll make sure you get the right one the first time so you're not wasting money or not getting the results that you're expecting from a robotic lawnmower. So there we have it. 5 things to consider before taking the plunge into a robotic lawnmower. If I missed any considerations, drop those down in the comments below. And if you've already taken a plunge into robotic lawnmowers, well, drop that down in the comments as well. Leave your experiences and why you chose what you chose. That'll simply help everyone else out to make the most informed decision they can. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It's Mike, Real Low Dad. Now I have to go get some fertilizer down back here to fix the scalp job my son did.